Alright, thank you guys for tuning in today. We're going to be building bag B of the ET48 2.0 Tekno electric truckie. Bag B contains both the front and rear differentials. The front is going to be filled with 20,000 diff fluid, and the rear will be filled with 10,000 diff fluid. For the sake of time, we're just going to be building the front diff today. The rear diff will be exactly the same, so tune in. Got a little bit of grease on my bag here. I'm going to take some and put it down in this, down in that area there. Looks good. Kind of the same as the center diff that we built yesterday. Alright. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I marked an F on this for front. I actually scratched it in with my little tool here. So that way when we go to put the diffs together, we'll know the front from the rear. Because you actually assemble this later in the build when you put the diffs in. Put a little grease here. Get my O-ring ready. Alright. Put a little grease on your O-ring. That's going to go down. If you have trouble, just get your little get a little tool of some kind. You can start it that way. You can push it down. Just be careful not to damage that O-ring. Washer goes next. Same thing. Kind of pushing down there. Alright. Next, got a little pin here. Get your needle nose pliers. Pick that pin up. It's going to go down in a hole there. This can be a little tricky. Alright. That locks all of that in place. Ready to put a little diff fluid in. Probably good. Now we'll go ahead and drop this gear down in there. These slots go over the pin that we slid through. Looks good. Now we're ready to build our, put these little 4 gears and our cross braces in. I think yesterday it was a little easier to do it one at a time. instead of trying to do all 4 at once. So we're going to try that today. There we go. As you can notice, I'm leaving that cross piece, the little notch is facing up. Alright. Got our next cross piece here. Now that notch is going to go down so it can fit in this other notch. Like so. Go ahead and throw some more diff fluid in it. I'm laying this sideways so it doesn't take forever to come out of there. I'm just going to kind of rotate it, get some diff fluid in the gears, push this back down, repeat. Then we'll put some more in. Try not to overfill it. Ideally, when you put this gear in it, it shouldn't be oozing over the top. So we're just kind of eyeballing it. You can let this sit a little bit to get all the air out of it, but it'll probably be okay. Maybe just a little bit more. I'm going to stop right there. Drop this guy on there. You can kind of see that's about just right as far as filling up to the top. Maybe put a few drops here and there. Alright, now we're going to build the back side. Take a little grease. Looks good. This, we want some more grease on it as well. Like I said, I think this is important because it keeps all the dirt from getting up in there. Your washer on. Little pin. Use your needle nose pliers if you have to. A lot of times I think you can get this one with your finger. Alright, so now we're going to put our gasket in. You can put it on there or on here, it really doesn't matter. I like to try to drop it in there. Now we just got to line this up. Oh, pin come out. Alright, we're going to line this up like so. I always drop my little tool through here. Just kind of help line it up, especially when I go to put the screws in. Looks pretty good. I'll snug these up by hand. Do not over tighten, or you will strip some threads. Feels good. Alright, we finished building our front diff. Like I said earlier in the video, the rear differential is going to be just exactly the same, only we're going to be using 10,000 instead of 20,000 diff fluid. Thank you guys for tuning in.